Hi, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 28th through February 4th. Welcome. This is Rising Vibration. I'm Inga. Thank you for joining me. So, Libra, trying to fight fire with fire a little bit, guys. I think you guys are trying to fight fire with fire. Right now, you may have a situation that you desperately want to change, but you do not feel like you're in a power position. If this is something with work, perhaps you feel like you're being unfairly treated in some way at work, and you want to fight against this, but you don't really have a way to fight it right now. You're not in that power position to really come out and speak forward about things. Relationship, same thing. You don't feel like you're in a power position to really speak out. In the first card, affliction, again, feeling not as powerful, feeling a bit damaged, feeling a bit hurt, feeling a bit like you need to recover or gain back power. This is the mentor teacher. Again, if this is a work situation, you're maybe subordinate or you have a boss who's acting out against you. If this is a love situation, you're feeling like you're not in a power position, like you have to do as you're told, or you're a slave to love. You're a slave to love if you're falling in love. We have silence, and this again is supposed to be telling you to stay quiet in a situation and not to react or speak out, but it's coming across here more as not feeling like anything you say will be taken into account. With arrows, again with love, feeling like you can't speak out, feeling like you can't come forward with your real feelings or what's really bothering you. Something's bothering you, feeling like you can't speak out about it. Something bothering you. Or something was said that hurt you and you didn't speak out about it. You just stayed quiet about it. And now this is impacting you. Maybe you're being a bit passive aggressive in the relationship because you haven't come forward and voiced what's bothering you in the relationship or what you feel needs to be fixed or repaired in the relationship. I just got that. Sometimes when the china pot falls off the table and it breaks, you can't put it back together again. And you might be dealing with a situation like this. This is not paying attention to the signs or the red flags, feeling like you missed something because you were distracted. And perhaps this relationship was something that you did want at some point very badly, that you were willing to overlook a lot of faults in the other person because maybe of even physical beauty. The person had the appearance or the job prospects or the situation that you found more attractive than the actual core of the person. And perhaps you missed a few things along the way in the past few even years or months. This is the fall. And this is like the person is, you're seeing them for who they are now. You're finally seeing kind of what you're dealing with. And maybe you feel a bit like you were duped or like you missed something, like it's something you should have caught, something you should have seen before, because now you're in it and you're in it deep and you're being forced to kind of follow someone else's path or someone else's, they're more in control of things than you are. And you're not able to break out of that right now. So you're resided to your fate because perhaps the person has other aspects that you like, but it's really touch and go. Sometimes things are so bad and sometimes things are so good. So it's like you put up with everything else that's going on that's really hurting you. or really damaging you because you're getting what you think you need out of it, but it's more superficial, financial or money or the appearance of the person, and maybe the actual core of the person is not as attractive as the reality or the outside or the soul of the person. So this is a card of the strategist. This is not wanting to see the reality. The dark things are under the table. They only want to see the good things. They're only paying attention to the good things, but the bad things still exist. So there's a huge duality with Libra right now. In a partnership, in a search for a partnership, feeling like you can't find the right person, and you know that maybe you're focusing too much on the wrong things, but you don't know how to break out of this pattern because the physicality of someone is very important to you right now, at least. But there's a recognition that something has got to change. So let's see where we are, if we can pull anything else out of this. Something has got to change. This is matched with affliction. You want things to change, and you're starting to make plans for this. You're starting to see the reality for what it is, the reality of your situation. It's the Ace of Cups. But you still have a lot of emotion there, and in some ways you're willing to take a back seat to the other person and let them control you because they have something you want in terms of, again, it's physical for me. How they look or what they have is enticing you, and it's holding you, and it's keeping you locked in that relationship. Locked in that relationship. And you're going to stay quiet and do whatever it takes to stay there right now in the week of January 28th through February 4th. But you recognize, you're starting to see the signs that in the long term, somehow it's not going to work. So it's like you're getting all that you can get out of it right now. You're getting all of what you can get out of it right now, and you're doing everything you can to try to keep the peace and to keep to the nice things that are happening and the nice emotions and feelings and even physical aspects of the relationship. That's what's holding it down right now. That's what's keeping it live. That's what's keeping it alive right now. Because in actuality, somehow a part of you knows that this is not the one, that it's not going to work. You are at a stalemate. And as long as you stay quiet and give in, there's not much compromise happening. So you know it can't continue like that forever. It cannot continue like that forever. And you realize this. And it's like you've already started to separate yourself from the person. Step by step, little by little. More so in the past, you were extremely, extremely attached to this person. But you're moving away from it. If you're not in love with her yet, you were extremely attached to the ideal of like a perfect person, a perfect situation, a perfect love that you are realizing doesn't actually exist. It's not actually there, and you would make yourself sick. You will have mental affliction if you continue to think that this is the reality, this perfect kind of situation. So there's a lot of growing realism and recognition of the reality of life. Also that you make mistakes, and sometimes you are overcome by the physicality of a person or the financial state of a person, more so than the heart and the reality of a person, Libra. So this is a rebirth recognition that things are going to change. You will change. You will change this. The situation, yes. And your ideas, yes. Because you see that it can bring, in the end, a great amount of loss to you. Even losing face, even losing your integrity, and also losing the reality. This is two sides. Yes, this is what you want, this perfect relationship, and you can have your perfect relationship. probably just not with the person that you have chosen right now, because you've seen them for who they are now, and you feel like perhaps it will take too much work, too much walking on eggshells, and too much compromising on your side to keep the relationship. And maybe you did want to be very serious with this person. It could be that you are going to acquiesce all the control and power so that you can move things forward. But in the long term, it's probably not going to work with the person that you're with in the long term. And you know this. And you can try to do everything you can to cover it. And perhaps the person will grow, the person will change, and you're hoping that this person will grow and start to recognize and mature. And in that case, it could work if you see the shift in the psychology of the other person. It could potentially work out after you have this hard time, after you guys fall down together. It is a possibility that you could get back up, but it will take a great deal of recognition on the other person's part that you both have to compromise and give in. And in that case, perhaps it could move forward. But Libra, that's what I have for you for the week of January 28th through February 4th. Great deal of maturity coming in, recognition, not looking so much at the superficial, but trying to dive deeper into the person and see who they are before you dive with the person on that journey of love. That's what I have for you, Libra. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. It would be great if you do. And I hope I see you next week. Take care and thank you. Bye.